Hey there, welcome to Concept Hunter. Today we're going to talk about Bear and Super Action Adventure 2, which is a SHMUR, which is a shmup to the right. So shoot 'em up, so shoot 'em right. Right? And I actually finished this completely. I got every single... I finished it, I got all the upgrades and everything, but I want to start from scratch, so I'm actually going to clear my save game. And we're going to start from scratch looking at this. So... there's a lot of things that you come to expect from a SHMUP, and this game kind of doesn't do a lot of them, and it's kind of weird, and it brings a kind of weird experience that I still totally finished. One of the cool things that they do is allow you to choose between the keyboard and the mouse, which I really, really like. I like using the keyboard. There's an issue here, though. Once you upgrade your movement speed, obviously there's upgrades, it's a SHMUR. Once you upgrade your movement speed enough, the keyboard, you hit up once and you shoot up half the screen, because it's just kind of what happens. So you're forced to switch to mouse if you upgrade the movement speed. I didn't at the beginning, but then I did, and then I regretted it and moved to mouse because I had no choice. We're going to play with the mouse now, because it's recommended. And one of the other things that's cool that they do is give you a dot. I've seen this in a lot of other games. It's a really good practice to just give you, you have your character and everything, but there's one dot where you can get hit, and then you kind of expect like a bullet hell type game, which is really cool. I love those type of games. I love shmups, I love SHMURs as well, and then there's no bullets on the screen whatsoever, except for mine. That's kind of weird. I'd expect I expect to have more bullets on the screen. So let's go to level 2 and see if that actually happens. Hint, it doesn't really happen. There are bullets on the screen, but not a lot of them. And this isn't really, it's more like a dodging game, a dodger without shooting at all, which exists somewhat. And less a shoot 'em up. You don't really shoot that much. And when I say that, it also comes into you're not dealing a lot of damage. Sadly, there isn't a lot of variety here. It's very colorful and nice, but there aren't a lot of different types of enemies. You'll actually be seeing these exact enemies and a couple more throughout the entirety of the game. And there's not a lot of different types of shots or patterns or anything like that you'd expect. There's a lot of things that you expect visually out of a game like this. Well, visually and mechanically that there'll be a bullet hell, but also you expect like nice patterns. Think about Space Invaders, right? It's kind of nice to have a pattern and then break through it. Here it's just kind of like, blah, like take a bunch of them, and it's not a very artistic aesthetic. That it's kind of like, I don't like it as much. One other thing that I want to say is that note that I picked up gold during the level. I picked up gold. I have 452 after 2 levels, and I collected 5 stars during each one of these levels, and I got a bonus at the end. Now, if you only collect 4 stars, you won't get a bonus at all, so you have to collect all 5 of them. They appear in the level, and they give you a really crappy bonus. I just got like 30 extra gold. From the level, I got around 300, and I got a bonus that's like 30, which is 10%. It's not really great. And it kind of goes through. I mean, later on, you get around 1,000, and the bonus is like 100. So it's kind of 10%, which is really not a lot. It doesn't feel like a great reward, and if you screw up one of them, it's just kind of doesn't really happen. That pretty much means that you don't care about the stars at all, but you kind of collect them anyways, because 3 levels in gold magnet, and you'll kind of be collecting everything that there is in the level, pretty much. So yeah. Another thing that happens with the gold is you'd expect it to have more gold. Like, this is another thing that comes down to artistic and how you'd expect things to look. When I kill an enemy and the patterns that are just there, you get a couple of gold coins. Now, these gold coins, it's not one. They give me more than one. Later on in the game, they give you like 100 maybe. No, not 100, but a couple of tens of gold per one of these coins that are found here. I can actually take just a couple or try and see how much they give. They give me more than one, let's just say that. But you don't telegraph that in any way. You pick them up and they give you more than they did before. And another place where that happens is when you get hit. So I just got hit and it took 1 HP. Later on, as you can see, I just got hit again. Later on, the exact same enemies with the exact same shots will deal more damage. And that's really weird to me. It's really weird for a lot of reasons. You can upgrade your health, which is... It's cool. It makes sense that you can upgrade your health. And at the end of the game, if you upgrade all of your health, you actually have 10 HP, which is 10 health, which is quite a lot. Sadly, the last level in the game, the last boss in the game, every attack that he does, every attack that you could take in the last level of the game, and I got 4, so I got absolutely nothing for it, which kind of sucks, will deal 5 damage, which essentially means that I have 2 HP if I maxed health. If I didn't max health, I have less than 2 HP at the end boss of the game. And that kind of sucks. I wish you'd kind of try and do it in a different way. There are other things that give you health, and there's a shield and stuff like that. I think that the game would be better if you couldn't upgrade your health. You just have 3 health. Sometimes you'll just find it like we did. You'll find it throughout the level. And you'd also have, everything will deal 1 damage. Maybe very unique attacks will deal 2, but everything deals 1 damage, and you'll also have the shield. I think the HP system in the game would work better for it. It'd feel better. Just in that way, instead of the same things dealing way more damage later on, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. In that, the damage system is also kind of completely screwed up. I mean, you could upgrade your damage, which doesn't really feel amazing. You could upgrade your shooting speed, which doesn't really feel that much. Only twice can you upgrade your bullet number, and this is something that's really weird to me. You have only 1 type of shot throughout the entirety of the game, and you could barely upgrade, like, instead of 1, it'll shoot 2, and then 3. It's not even 3 spread. It's kind of in the forward. There's no amazing, cool, different types. There's no laser. There's no rockets. There's no really cool stuff. There is a laser, but we'll get to that in a second. There isn't really amazing things happening on screen. I mean, in a bullet hell type game, which again, this isn't, sorta, but you'd expect it to. Look how much damage I'm dealing to the big ones. Or how much damage I'm not dealing to them whatsoever at all. Look how long it takes me to kill one simple thing. And they get more HP later on. It pretty much with the same amount as you get bonus damage when you upgrade your damage. So no upgrades. You kind of expect me. I can't really spec my character in different ways and go in different upgrade paths. You expect me to upgrade everything because otherwise it's going to be impossible. I'm going to take more damage and everything has more HP. So you kind of stay at the same level. There's no progression in the game. You stay at the same level constantly. Oh, you now deal 2 damage? Well, everything has double HP. That's kind of how it feels. There's no progression in the game. It's just the same thing over and over again. Luckily, it's not very long, so they didn't really mind it. I'm just going to kill myself here. But you want to have different types of weapons. You expect a bullet hell coming out of the enemies, and you need to dodge it, but you also kind of want to dish out a bullet hell. You want all kinds of crazy different types of weapons. Not necessarily during a level, but maybe during a level. Using upgrades, you currently only have stars, which are crap. Gold coins, which are obvious, and then sometimes you get a heart, which fills up your HP a little bit, which is great. Why not different types of guns, different types of shots that you could just collect at random even, don't even do specific things. That's what most shmups do, and I really feel like you made this with all good intentions, but you didn't look at a single different game, other than the point thing, maybe. There's so many games that do things, so many shmups that do things, or shmars, that do things wonderfully, and you just kind of didn't do most of that. And it's kind of sad to see it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. First of all, take a look what works really, really well, and go on from there, try and do your own thing, or try to do the exact same thing in your own way, and build on top of it. Now, usually you have a bomb, right? When you click space or something, and it's a space clear. It feels awesome. It's like, oh, usually, well, feels awesome. Usually you do it when oh my god, I'm about to die, clear the entire screen. In this game, you have a cooldown, so it's not like you start with 2 of them and maybe you'll collect another one during the level, and you have a bomb that clears the entire screen. You have something on cooldown, so you basically want to use it all the time. There's no detriment to using it, so you want to use it on cooldown all the time. The thing is that this is what it does. It's just a little bit of a stronger shot. It's not even enough on its own to kill one of the tiny enemies. Let alone the big ones. The big ones, there's no way I could kill this thing the amount of time that it's on the screen. Even if I'll upgrade my damage 4 times, I still won't be able to kill that thing easily. They just have this. The white ones just have way too much HP. I don't get that. But this thing just feels lame. It barely does anything. Why? I want to feel powerful. I want there to be progression. And look at this. This is just a clump of a ton of units. Just a clump of a ton. It's not like a cool pattern. If it was a cool pattern, I could get into it and like try to break up the pattern. No, it's just a bunch of them and they just shoot at me. And it's just kind of good intentions and it doesn't quite deliver. One last thing that we want to talk about that I'm not going to show you because it requires me to move forward is the bosses. The bosses are completely different. There's actually two bosses, one that you fight several times, and the end game boss, the boss at level 20, which is completely different. They are weird, because instead of being at the right side of the screen and having me attack them, most of the time they spend around here, which is 60% of the screen, 70% of the screen, and I'm over here. And the last boss actually has a ram attack, which is a perfectly fine attack to have, but you don't force him back after that ram attack, which means that he could literally be on top of me here, and I can only shoot to the right side. So in order to avoid him, I have to be on this part of the screen, and then I'm shooting to the right and he's on the left. He can shoot me, but I can't shoot him. And there's nothing I can do except for hope that the random decision of attacks will have the attack that rams into me and goes into me for a while, and I'll just move him back. That's kind of weird. That's kind of buggy. It feels like this is stupid. So you have to play your own thing a couple of times and see what happens. And if he's just stuck on there and you literally cannot deal damage to him without taking damage by standing on top of him, there's a little bit of a problem. Aside from all these things, which it feels like I said a lot of really bad things, I finished it. I liked it. It was fun. I got every single upgrade. So don't be discouraged. There's just a lot of different things you could do. And since this is Baron Super Action Adventure 2, I expect 3 to be freaking amazing. All right? I really hope that you'll take this this criticism and you'll make 3 amazing. I love these type of games. I love shmups. I love SHMURs as well. And I want to see 3 be super awesome, like way more awesome than this, and just incredible. Take all that to heart, hopefully. And yeah, that's it. So Baron Super Action Adventure 2 by Entertainment Forge. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.